doing my eggs and shit in Power World because I need to get them going so I can maximize my breeding capacity. And then I don't know, maybe I'll switch over. I might do some kindergarten. I might do some the hell am I about to say? Some Fallout 76 if I could get some people for Bronzebeard available, and you know, who knows. The world is our oyster, and I'm gonna I'm fucking eat it. But first, I also need to check something because I just remembered something posted today, and I sometimes forget to actually set it to be public. Okay, it's good. It's good, it's good, it's good, it's good. Yeah. Get my stream manager open, and I forgot stream avatars again. God damn, I even have it on my bad. Sure, add panel. Cool. Just leave me alone. I actually do like that. I like that a lot. That is really cool. The fact that they have a panel for stream together now. That's kind of really convenient. Hey, what's up, Colleen? How you doing? Okay. Stream avatars turned on. Bam. Coolsies. That's good now. That's good. Okay is good. Whoop. Okay, no one's on it, which is I can do this. I finally decided to start doing a meal prep thing again, so I ordered the same one for this week. Like a meal delivery system, not a meal prep thing. So I ordered the same one for this week that I did last year when I lost a bunch of weight. Just to at least, like, do it for maybe a week or two, just to really help me get back into the habit of the diet, because I was falling out of it so bad, and it's really hard to get back into a meal prep plan if you're not also consistently eating, because what would end up happening is part of my meal prep. Why isn't it letting me? Part of my meal prep plan would always be, oh shit, that's why. God damn it, is it really going to be that stupid? Part of my meal prep plan would always be, like, at least lately, was always, okay, I'll have this pre-made, but then I'll have this food just ready to cook, and it'll be really easy to cook, and then I get distracted, or I wouldn't feel like it, or I wouldn't eat, or blah, 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 or whatever. And I'd skip meals, and I'd just forget to eat all day, and then I'd wait till the end of the day, and then I'd be like, I'm fucking starving, and I'd go get fast food or something. But I'm hoping that getting back on a meal delivery plan will help me like it did last year, where it's almost more about just getting used... One, getting used to eating regularly, because I don't tend to do that, and then getting used to eating less than I'm used to, because I can cook fairly well in a healthy way. But one, that takes time and effort, and I don't always want to do that. And two, I can't cook well enough in a healthy way, conveniently enough, that I am full even though I'm not eating my daily caloric needs. In big part because I'm bad at cooking vegetables. So getting used to eating less when it's, you know, pre-made stuff that, you know, tastes good and has a good mix of everything and veggies and shit is going to be helpful, hopefully. Did I not get a single fucking perfect one. Am I gonna have to be very upset right now? Did I not reset the eggs? I didn't. I did, or the cake. Okay, well, shit. But what you been up to, Colleen? I'm craving soda and I'm craving candy so bad right now, and I'm having to fight it. So I'm trying to cut soda out of my diet too, except for rare occasions, just because it, one, it'll encourage me to drink more water, and two, it's just better for me. 3, 4, 5, 4, 4.5. Okay. Let's see. Were any of them perfect? This one's pretty fucking chill. It's alpha, so it might not have... Is it fast is the other one I'm looking for? Swift. No, it has artisan. But it is big. Or it doesn't have runner. Runner, swift, nimble. Runner, swift, nimble. Let's make that breeding stock. Noble swift. No, I don't want shabby. Again, another swift, infinite, nimble. And then noble. Oh, that's all I got for Phalaris right now. I could... Do I have one that has... runner on it that I could try to breed that noble off that will be able to breed with this? I could use that one. I could use that one easy peasy. I'm trying to find the best one to breed it with that doesn't have, that has the most of the perks that I want, but none of the ones that I don't. It's gonna be that girl. Okay. Let's see real quick what's going on over here. I didn't get any of you guys breeding either, which is just disappointing because I'm stupid. But let me take these 2 cows and put this good boy with this good girl and get some really fast children. Okay. I want to do a quick little bit of condensation to make sure I have a... How much I need a... How many do I need? Fuck, I don't remember. Let's go ahead and hatch these already. I think I need 142 spots? Or 44 spots? Yeah, 144 slots at least, which is... almost 5 full boxes. Getting a lot of useless fucking Astegons. Okay, ferocious, burly body, lucky. Nope. Oh, let me get the rest of these first. And I can see if I have a perfect fighter Astegon that I care about. Hey, what's up, Repexer? It's been a minute. How you doing? Ferocious, lucky, burly body. Yes! Perfect. Now I just need to use him to... nope, Stronghold strategy, you're fucking useless. Now I just need to use to him to breed some fucking, some better things. Okay, hold on. Let's go through the Astegons real quick. He's a dragon type. I wish you could just select to have it not do that whole fucking list. I hate it. Yep, you're one of the perfect ones. Hey, what's up, Paul? Been doing good. Today got books for school. Coolsy. For what classes? Because Paul here is also just starting school again. Ocean burly bottom musclehead. Male and female, awesome. So I could breed more perfect ones if I needed to. Ferocious, yep. Another perfect one. Also of a Famal variety. Okay, cool. Let's free up some space. Where are you at? Where's the one I want to... Or no, I'm just going to breed a lot of you into this one to fill up this block, and then I'll pick which one I want to be my favorite later. Because it all transfers over. Okay. Got that. Now to get the Filaris... Oh my god, so many fucking cows. I forgot I did a bunch of cows. I'm about to have to hatch a bunch more. What's your major? Bam. Okay, got that. And then let's get these Filaris. Shit. Way too many Yakumos. I don't think I need any more fucking Yakumos. So I'll get rid of all those at some point soon. There you are. There's my good boys. Okay, let's condense a lot of you down. Bam. Bam. There goes. Oh, I don't have so many fucking beacons. Oh, that's right, because I caught a shit ton of them to use for, I'm just going to put them all on this guy to use to make... What was I making? I think Noclum, maybe? Ah, gotcha. Well, hey. That means you got plenty of time to decide that. Oh, fucking Christ. You got plenty of time to decide that and, you know, take the appropriate classes to make that easier. Because I tell you fucking what, I wish I had taken my AP classes a little bit easier. And I wish I had taken a few different classes that would have precluded me from having to take those classes in college. Because some of them were like the AP classes, yeah, they count for college credits, so it counts. But there's also a few of them that if I had taken the class, then I just would have had the prerequisite knowledge because we didn't have the AP version of it. I would have just had the prerequisite knowledge to take the placement exam in college and not have to take that class. But also, here's a little advice that I wish someone had given me when I was signing up for college classes, or when I was in and about that. When you do college, if you're going for like a bachelor's degree, spread out your gen eds. Because I had all my gen eds done ahead of time between classes that counted because of my JST, Joint Service Transcript. So when you're in the military, depending on your rate, depending on what schools you go to, et cetera, you get college credit. And between my JST and the fact that I did college online and the fact that I had AP classes that counted for a lot of my gen eds, I basically had like 3 gen eds when I actually started going to my university. And that meant all the other classes I was taking were the harder, more intensive classes. So when you start college, spread out your gen eds so that you'll still have gen eds to take in your 4th year. Also, I don't know about your school. I wish my school had it. But I know a lot of schools now have it, where if you use like your whatchamacallit, your electives to take, core classes, you can graduate early. My school didn't have that. You just had to, like, if you had taken all your core classes by senior year, so you didn't have any more required classes by senior year, you just spend the semester taking fucking, electives. Except for I think the way around that was they had a class called work study, which was just you got a job. That was the only way around that. But then the work study programs had to be approved, like through approved local businesses and shit. They're there to help you fucking notionally. Both my high school guidance counselor and my college counselor fucking sucked. Were just incredibly bad at their job. So yes, notionally they're to help you, but practically sometimes, depending on your area and who you got, they suck. Yours doesn't suck, or yours does suck too? Let's see here. I need to go hatch all these dudes. I don't even remember what they are. I think I got some plasmuts in there. Yup. Maybe, actually? No, these are the Ministings. Okay. Also, before I spend all this time doing this, let me get the cake started. But a good counselor, she was very straightforward with me and definitely helped out with me getting me on track. No, I mean, a good guidance counselor is great. A good guidance counselor can really, really help someone. A shitty guidance counselor is going to do more harm than good, unfortunately. I'm going to do... Here's how I'm going to handle this. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do... $60. The funny thing, too... Always ask me all the time how my homework was going. That's nice. I mean, that's a really good one. The funny thing, too, about my shitty guidance counselor, because we had 4 guidance counselors in high school. We had 1 for each grade. and they would follow you through your grade. So if you were a freshman, you'd have the same guidance counselor when you were a senior, and then it would reset for the next group of freshmen. And where am I trying to go with this? Well, our school, like but around the time I got into middle school, our high school had started doing a lot of like renovations. Like they dropped $40 million on renovations and shit, and which resulted in them not having money at all for like paper. So they started encouraging teachers to not assign any work that would require worksheets because they couldn't afford paper. And they charged us money for our hall passes to use the bathroom. Really fucking stupid. But over the course of the time that I was there, the school was really nice because those $40 million of renovations were great. But over the time I was there, we got charged money. We got charged money for hall passes. So you would get one hall pass at the beginning of each either quarter or semester. You'd get one hall pass. That hall pass had like 20 slots on it. If you wanted to go to the bathroom, you had to use that hall pass. And if you ran out, you'd have to pay, like, it was like $1, but it was still stupid. You'd have to pay like $1 to get a new hall pass. They started downsizing a lot of classes and a lot of teachers. They spent a lot of money on renovating the sports fields, despite the fact that our football team fucking sucked. But our show choir and our marching band and all of our artistic programs would compete like within the state and national championships sometimes for those. But they still would just keep funneling money towards the football team that was awful. Like I said earlier, they would not. They started encouraging you to, the teachers to not assign anything that requires worksheets or do anything that has printouts because they didn't have money for the printer paper. If you wanted to print something out, and we would still get assignments that required us to print something out and bring it in. But if you wanted to print it out, like if you didn't have a printer at home, or like when the times when our printer was broken or out of ink, you'd have to pay 10 cents a page to print anything. And just a bunch of ridiculousness like that. We ended up getting this was when I was in middle school and it carried through to high school. We ended up getting a police officer that I think they called him a school resource officer or something like that, but it was an actual police officer that would, patrol our school during the school day because some kid had gotten stabbed. So they got us that. But they ended up downsizing teachers a lot. So now the classroom sizes were getting bigger, and we had less teachers, and we had less programs. Nope, hall passes are a thing. We had hall passes. Hall passes are 100% a thing. And you just don't have counselors? That's odd to me. But yeah, so over the course of the time I was there, the arts program really, the students were great, the teachers were great at it, so the work was quality, but just the amount of money they would put into it was horrible. So they were the ones that always had to do the fundraisers because they would give money to the sports teams, specifically the football team, despite the fact that I don't think the entire time I was there that we ever won 2 games back-to-back. But they were downsizing. They were downsizing staff. They were downsizing a lot of stuff. They were, charging students to print papers. They were telling teachers not to print out anything, et cetera, et cetera. So I found out about, and like I said, we had 4 counselors. We had 4 counselors to cover each one of the grade levels because we were a 9 through 12 high school. I know some of them do it different where it's like 10 through 12 is high school. We were a 9 through 12 high school. About a year or two, or like very, very briefly after I graduated high school, they decided to downsize downsize the number of counselors we had because they didn't really need 4 counselors. People weren't super often going to them during the day, and while I don't know what their full workload was, they didn't need 4 counselors, so they downsized it to 2. each counselor would cover 2 grade levels. One of the ones they left off, they let go. One of the ones they laid off was my guidance counselor, who was awful, horrible. This guidance counselor, and I hope that they made this decision because of that. I hope it wasn't just we're going to lay off 2 and we just picked them at random. I hope they laid her off specifically. They chose her specifically because they knew that she was bad. But also, I hope that they didn't know how bad she was. And let her keep her job that long. But you could go to her and she very rarely had any useful information. Like if you're asking about colleges and stuff, she would refer you to websites that were places that you could Google those questions, but she never had the answers. So she was no better than a Google search at that part of her job. And part of the job of a school counselor is to act like almost like a social worker to an extent. They help mediate issues. They help, if you have a problem in school or whatever, you can come to them. They're supposed to, give you advice and give you a little bit of like light therapy and shit like that. Well, one of my best friends was getting severely bullied pretty frequently. I mean, my entire like main group of friends, we were all kind of the weird kids and whatnot. And if you were one of the weird kids and you didn't fight back and you didn't throw anything back and you were just quiet, people would pick on you a lot more. If you threw stuff back, if you threw insults back and you fought back, you'd get left alone a bit more. But one of my best friends wasn't. He was very quiet and he was getting bullied all the time, and people started getting physical with him. I did not know that this would happen, or I might have tried to intervene at least. I wasn't really big or intimidating back then, but I was ready to throw down. So someone got physical with him one day, and another friend of mine who I ended up dating years later, a girl, but another friend of mine who ended up being my girlfriend years later, very briefly, saw this happen and grabbed my buddy and took him down to the counselor's office and told him, and had him tell the counselor what had happened and explain that he was being bullied and explain all the shit that was happening to him, the mental and physical bullying that he was receiving on a regular basis, apparently. This counselor told him, rather than saying, giving him advice on how to handle bullies or saying, I'll talk to the other kid or I'll talk to their parents or we'll do this, we'll do that, any of that, just told him, verbatim, this is the exact quote that I got. Well, have you tried not acting so weird and maybe they'll leave you alone? This was a woman in her mid-40s told a student that was being emotionally and physically bullied, well, have you tried just not being a fucking weirdo? And didn't do anything about it. Didn't pull that kid aside that was bullying him, the one that like sparked the specific situation, the one that got physical with him. Didn't, reach out to my friend's parents, didn't do anything, nothing came from it. There was no resolution. He just got told, have you tried not being a fucking weirdo? Which I can understand before anyone gets, that can be good advice. I can understand the concept of telling someone who's acting outright, really, really off the wall, like, hey, we're going to try to help you as much as we can. We'll try to mitigate this as much as we can. But there are certain behaviors that you might be demonstrating, you might be engaging in, that are more likely to get you targeted for bullying. And while that is not fair, you should try to mitigate those behaviors when you're around your peers that are bullying you. I would understand that. I would understand that 100%. Because we did have one kid in high school. He was like 2 grades below me, that would come in every day with a, have you tried doing your job? Have you tried not being a weirdo? Have you tried doing your fucking job? But we did have one kid that would come in every day with a Naruto headband on, a Hidden Leaf Village headband on, and I can't talk shit because I love fucking Naruto, but he'd come in every day with a Hidden Leaf headband on, and he would run everywhere like he was Naruto running, arms behind your hand, blah, blah, blah. That's where he would go, and he'd spend the entire morning while we were waiting for, school to actually start playing ninja. Very publicly, very, in everyone's eyesight. And I don't know if he suffered from any mental disabilities or not or anything like that. I kind of admire, or not admire, but I'm almost jealous of being able to maintain that kind of childlike imagination and joy of being able to just play a silly game like that with your friends. And not ninja, like I do know of the game Ninja where you hold your hands like this and you're trying to hit other people's hands and blah blah blah, and you got one move to do it. Not that, like playing Naruto Ninja, like Rasengan, with a few of his friends. And he would get bullied a lot. That was one that, while I don't approve of it, it made sense that someone would go to him, like a counselor would go to him and say, hey, maybe you need to dial back some of these behaviors in public to stop yourself from being targeted for bullying. That's not fair, but unfortunately the world isn't always a kind place. That would make sense. Because this cute dude would get bullied a lot and would get picked on a lot and would get like people trying to get physical with him, and a few of us other ones that were a little bit more, ready to fight would have to like intervene when he was getting like physically bullied, and then pull him aside and say, dude, you need to fucking stop this, because like we're gonna, one of the days we're everyone's gonna get their ass kicked, us, them, whoever. It's not gonna be fun for anyone, so please just dial it back. But it would make sense to tell him. It would make sense to tell him, like, as a counselor, maybe you need to refrain from some of these behaviors in public to prevent this from happening to you. My buddy that she told that to was just quiet and read manga. That was it. He was just quiet and read manga, and we'd talk about video games and stuff like that. He wasn't loud. He didn't talk a lot. He was incredibly shy. He kept to himself. He wasn't doing anything that should draw the ire of some asshole bully. And that would make sense to tell him, have you tried not being weird? He was a quiet, nerdy kid. And high school bullies are going to do what they're going to do. So it wasn't even helpful advice. But anyways, when she got let go, they let go her with this counselor. When this counselor got let go, they let go her and the other counselor. They let go 2 of the 4 counselors. This was also within a few years of them firing our vice principal, because they decided, you know what, we can't afford a vice principal, so we're going to get rid of them and have the principal take on all their tasks and have to delegate more work to teachers and shit, and laying off a bunch of teachers over the 4 years that I was there, and cutting back on programs. So doing a lot of stuff to save money and getting rid of a lot of other faculty who all just kind of took it on the chin and moved on. This counselor decided, no, it's not fair that I'm getting fired. This is discrimination. I don't know how, because all 4 of the counselors that we had were white and women. So I don't know how she thought she was being discriminated against in comparison to the counselors that they did keep. But she decided it was discrimination, that it was unfair, that she was being fired unjustly, despite the fact that so many other people over the course of like 6 years, the 4 years that I was in and the 2 years after that this happened, had gotten fired and laid off, and decided to sue the school for, I think, $10 million, which I don't know how she thinks that her career as a high school counselor is valued at $10 million, because she was in her mid-40s, so maybe had 20, 30 more years of working. And even if she was the highest paid high school guidance counselor in existence, which she wasn't, this was a small town, and was getting paid like $100,000 a year, She has maybe 30 years of working in her left, so maybe $3 million. Maybe. If all that is true, which it's not. I don't know how she decided that the number she was going to go for was like $10 million. I don't know how she decided that her getting laid off when a whole bunch of other people were also laid off, was unfair to her specifically. I don't know how she decided she was good at her job. And I don't know how she decided, because in one of the news articles about it, because like small town, a student suing a guidance counselor suing the high school, it's going to make the news because there's nothing else to talk about. When we finally got a Walmart, it was every stage of the Walmart's construction and development was in the news for months. Like, because that was such a big fucking deal for this town. But in the news article, she talked about her primary concern and care being for the students. Her biggest concern was taking care of the students and making sure the students were well provided for. But this was already a school that was having to lay off a bunch of teachers and close programs, and she was trying to sue it for $10 million. That's not good for the fucking students at all. They're going to have to fire more teachers and close more programs, and it's because you decided that it was unfair that you got laid off with a whole bunch of other people, despite the fact that you should have never had that fucking job to begin with. I don't understand how some people can be so self-important. I don't understand how some people can be like that and have that mentality, be that bad at their job, and have such little concern for children and still like feel like they're that important. I would have respected her more. I would have respected her more if she went on that newspaper and was like, listen, I need to sue the school so that I have enough money for the rest of my life because I'm bad at my job and no one else is going to want to hire me after they fired me. I would have respected that more because at least that was fucking honest. And that's probably more so the case. Or just she saw an easy way to get a free lawsuit out of it and didn't give a fuck about the students that it would be affecting. You know, I'm that's probably the most likely case in that situation of just, you know, hey, suing schools is in right now. More often than not, it's for something far more horrible and egregious than a guidance counselor being laid off. But hey, suing schools is pretty hot right now, so I'm going to do that. God, I hated her. I very rarely used the guidance counselor services at school partially because that was just kind of my experience with them. Of like, okay, after the first few times of you being really bad at your job, I'm not going to keep letting myself be affected mentally or emotionally by the fact that you're really fucking bad at your job. Because it can be really emotionally draining to come to someone for help and think, this is a person whose job is to help me. This is a person who is trained to help me and help me get through this and help me develop and blah, 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 blah. And basically be told, have you considered fucking off and leaving me alone? I'm going to go on lunch. Yeah. How did that fucking... Oh, yeah, because Paul made the stupid, silly mistake of telling you to trust your guidance counselors like a fucking idiot. Exactly. Suing a school is so much worse since the children are the one to suffer. Because, yes, there will be other adults that get fired and shit, but most school districts are already so tight on funding that they're not just going to fire the people, and they might be less likely to fire the people that are responsible for whatever happened if it's like a principal or a superintendent or something like that. No, they're probably equally likely than that. But yeah, they're not just going to fire the people that are responsible for whatever offense you felt you got when you got fired for being bad at your job or for, because they were doing layoffs, but they're also going to fire other less essential teachers and coaches and take money from the arts programs and take away resources that students have available to them, because now you just sued them for a whole fuck ton of money. And I get it if there is something egregious, if there's something really, really bad that happened. But if it's just because you got fired or it's just something petty like that, no. Absolutely not. It's you are hurting other people under this guise. Now, I would understand more. I would far more respect in those situations. Now, if it's like your child got hurt or something like that, absolutely, you'd take them to court. But I would far more respect in a lot of those situations where people are like suing schools for something kind of, you know, like that, like just, you know, not as serious. If they were like, listen, if they did some sort of lawsuit where it's like, I don't want money, I'm not trying to get money out of this, I want someone held accountable. I want this person who did this thing gotten rid of and fired and never able to work again, at least in this field. Shit like that. On a... hold on, I do actually have almost a separate side tangent about that here in a second, but I need to remember what I was doing. Oh yeah, I need to get my pickaxe to get that meteorite, because they're useful, which it's probably over here. Actually, I don't give a shit, because right now I'm just trying to get fucking... And I have plenty of meteorite fragments. I'm just trying to get cake to my animals so they'll fuck. So give me a second, and remind me. I'm gonna drop the cake off. I'm gonna go heat up my food, and switch over to like Fallout London for a bit, and then remind me to tell this other egregious story of negligence where I felt like my grandfather really should have fucking sued someone but didn't. And not for the sake of getting money, but just for the sake of getting someone fucking fired. So remind me. Bam. 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 I am getting closer and closer to the pepper spray goal. On here, it's still really, really far away. But let's see real quick. Let's do a little look-see. Let's do a little look-see. On the YouTubes, I am at 597 subscribers, which means I'm over the base monetization threshold for it, which is where I set it at. I didn't set it at the ad revenue monetization. I set it at the base level monetization. And 508 public watch hours out of 3,000. And that's just going up because once my... my Sergeant Stole My Award and Got Her Comeuppance video hit 1,000 views, it just started fucking skyrocketing even higher than that. Like now, it took 13 days to get 1,000 views, and now in the last 2 days, it's got almost 700. Or 3 days. Thursday. I don't know why someone... I posted my short about Stolen Valor, and then some Navy dude just popped up, and I mentioned in that, like, during that whole conversation I had with the dude that was trying to accuse me of Stolen Valor, He asked me what my MOS was because he assumed Army, and I was like, didn't have an MOS. I was in the Navy. I had a rate, and that's where I left it because I didn't really have any space in the video to do that. And then some dude just commented on it, explaining the Navy has rates and NECs. Yeah, and then he told me what his rate and NECs were. I don't know why that there's no substance to that comment other than saying the Navy has rates and NECs and these are mine. Like, okay, cool. I don't even know how to respond to that, but okay. Hold on. That was just a really weird thing. Yeah, I'm very, very close to that. And if like any of my more, if that video takes off really well, then that might push me to the 3,000 or ideally 4,000 watch hour marks, because then I could start getting ad rev. And the moment I actually start getting ad rev, I'm gonna try to, essentially hire an editor to help me push out a little bit more content so that I can start working on other projects I want to work on. Like, consistently. Like, I'd want to have an editor I can, can be consistent. So I can start working on some other projects, and then I'll be like, yeah, I'll pay you this base amount plus your portion of ad rev. And I'm going to be, then I can start working on a bunch of other stuff that I want to do. So I'm excited about that. Can you tell? Can you tell I'm excited about it? This one needs heat, which means I'll need to take it to the other section. Yeah, I mean, it is. I honestly forgot YouTube ads were a thing, and then and because of that, I don't really see a lot of video ads anymore ever, because I don't have cable, and I have YouTube Red, so I don't get ads on YouTube. So I kind of honestly just forgot that YouTube ads were a thing, and I've had people say things like, "Oh, have you seen this the new trailer or the new ad for like the new WoW expansion or for this or for that?" And it's like, no, I don't see them anymore. But whenever I visit my parents, we actually watch TV because they have cable. And honestly, there's something I really like about cable television. Like, just when you remove the infinite number of options you have when you're just watching stuff from streaming platforms, it creates this almost more enjoyable, easier experience of consuming media, because you don't have to pick between 1,000 things, so you don't get decision paralysis at all. And there's never this level of, or there stops being as much of this level of, I'm gonna, be watching this thing and then keep looking for something better to watch, because this is providing 70% of my entertainment needs, but I am so used to having 100% of them met that now I need. So I like, one of the things I enjoy when I'm visiting my parents is just the fact that when we sit down and watch TV on cable, it just feels like a more relaxing experience for me. And just the fact that when I'm visiting my parents, I'm out of town. There is nothing I need to be doing at that moment. So, like, I don't have that stress of, if I'm taking a moment to relax, then I'm not doing something else that I should be doing, kind of thing, which is pretty persistent with me, which is why I haven't been reading as much in the past while. I hate cable because of ads. Ads aren't bad. 5-minute ads aren't bad, because you know what? The great thing about those ads is it gives you time to get up and, take a piss and go make a sandwich or blah, 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 blah. It's great. That's not bad. I don't mind it at all. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, shit. I forgot I did this. Okay, yeah, once I got all these eggs incubating, then I'm gonna go real quick, heat up some food, and switch over to Fallout, and then I'll tell my whole story about why my grandfather should sue a hospital he went to. Because that's just a whole frustrating thing. And he really got fucked over, and we don't even want him to sue for money, we just want him to sue to get a doctor fired. Cable's mostly for background, and when there is something interesting, then I watch some of it. I mean, kind of, yeah. A little bit, I'll say, like, I use it for background a lot when I'm there, but, like, when I'm there, too, it's just, like... It's also sometimes a great way to discover new shows that I didn't really think about because... Or wouldn't really be exposed to. Because when I'm visiting them... I mean, they have streaming stuff, but I kind of make it a point to not use their streaming stuff, in part because I don't want to, like, fuck up their recommendations and stuff. Like, I don't want me factoring into their algorithm. But, like, also, if there's nothing particular on, then I might just pick something that's name looks interesting and end up watching something entirely new and discovering a new show. Which is pretty cool. Whereas... more often than not, when I'm using, like, when I'm at home and I'm using, you know, streaming services, I'll read if there's not something specifically that I'm looking for and I'm just putting on background noise, I'll just put on something I've seen 1,000 times. So I end up rewatching the same thing 1,000 times rather than discovering anything new. But that's just my personal kind of, like, why I do actually really enjoy cable. I had cable for a little while in my house. But then I just realized it was such a waste of money. Pretty much the only time I would use cable in my house when I had it, in my own personal house, like this house right here that I'm in, was like first thing in the morning when I was getting up and getting ready for work. I wouldn't start a show that I cared about, but I'd be like putting my boots on and maybe if I had time cooking breakfast and something, and I would just kind of turn the TV on to something as background noise. Ah! Didn't mean to do that. Okay, they all got their cake. Everyone's happy. Bam. Bam. Get Fallout London loading. Then... why is it not letting me do the thing? Oh my fucking god, just stop. Just let me do the thing I need to do. Yes, I get it. Okay, cool. Bam, I need to... it wasn't letting me tab over to Streamlabs, so I couldn't change my category. Fallout 4, bam, bam. Oh, Paul, did you want to do some Bronzebeard later? Or Repexer, if you want to. You're more than welcome to join us if you're in the Discord server. Bronzebeard's Tavern is free on Steam right now, and I've been playing the fuck out of it, and I love it. Okay, got that. Fuck, I fucked up something again. Bam. Is it gonna do it right, or is it gonna fuck up my thing? Okay. I'm gonna go heat up some food real quick. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. You know, keep people entertained if they come in. Tell them how awesome I am. food's gonna be done in like 60 seconds, so I'll be back soon. Chair plink? What? That's my main problem with ads. Cable costs a relatively bunch, but yet I'm forced to watch ads even though I paid for the service. Buy Netflix is like $10 and is adless. Yeah. GG bro got kidnapped. What? I'm right here. Hold on, I'll be right back. A steak and guac burrito. And I don't know how it's going to be because I tend to not like when I tend to not like guacamole by itself. I'm okay with it when it's cooked into things sometimes, as long as it's not like put into a warm thing while still cold, because then that temperature difference bothers me. But I don't generally like guacamole a lot. And I don't like guacamole in things that are meant to be microwaved. I hate the way my hair is falling right now. But, no, yeah, and that's... So there's the thing. Basic cable... Hold on. Yeah, basic cable is like $20 to $50 per month, which is already more than like a Netflix and a Hulu subscription, but that will get you basically everything. So basic cable would make more sense to me. Oh, hold on. Basic cable would make more sense to me if it were free or very minimally cost. But costing more than it would cost to get fucking a streaming service. Now, where people where people that are, debate this point will go is that, well, if you want to use a streaming service effectively, you have to pay for really good internet. But I get fucking Fios. I get gigabit Fios for $60 a month. Now, I know not every place has that. Like, one of my friends that, she doesn't live there anymore, but that I was really close friends with for a while there, lived in an area that's, and this was, in 2016, 17, I was in Virginia by this point, but lived in an area that got so bad internet service at best, at the best areas that got internet, was still so bad that streaming was pretty impractical, so they still had, video rental stores as a thing. Video rental stores were still part of their economy. So in places like that, having cable makes sense to me. But in most places, internet is good enough, and most people are still going to have internet even if they have cable because they need internet. Internet is good enough that you can stream effectively, and it would be cheaper to just get the streaming services that you need. And for a while there, when I got rid of cable, the main reason I got rid of cable was because there was no new... I already had Netflix and Hulu, and I had Amazon Prime. And there was no new show coming out. Anytime there was a new show coming out that wasn't going to be on a streaming service, I realized it was just cheaper for me to go on Amazon Prime and pay for the season so that I could watch it as it came out than it would have been to have cable and watch it, the day it came out, kind of thing. So it was just kind of stupid. But if they made like cable $10, if cable was just like $10 for basic cable, and then there were ads, I'd be like, okay, I'll give you the fact that that $10 is a maintenance fee for the actual cable company. And I'd probably have it. But when I had cable, I think I was paying like close to $100 a month for it. It was insane. But then now I don't know. I know the main reason why these cable companies that provide like basic cable are still surviving is either because old people or places that don't have adequate internet yet. Because now there's stuff like Tubi and Vizio and Pluto TV. Vizio has Vizio Live or Vizio Free or whatever it is, where it is essentially basic cable. They have scheduled programming. But this goes off of your internet. This uses your internet. But it's scheduled programming that you can watch for free. Like most smart TVs now come with it, downloaded already. Scheduled programming you can watch for free that just has ads, like basic cable was, but you're not paying for it. Yeah. I just did a test and I got 72 megabits per internet even with the stream in the background, so mine is a bit slow. Yeah, mine was around there when I was using Verizon Home Wi-Fi as my primary internet, but then it got a lot better when I switched back to Cox and then switched to because I got Cox Gigablast and then I switched to Verizon Fios. And I pay $60 a month and I get really, really, really good internet. But yeah, no, it's that matter of I just got up to like a random 3 viewer spike on the YouTube side and then just disappeared like immediately. It was weird. So there's all those services now to get free internet. But then, like, conversely, I remember when I think it was either Netflix or Hulu, or I can't remember who it was, they were announcing their... It was one of the streaming companies was announcing that they were going to have a version that had ads and cost less, and then a version that didn't have ads, and it would be like a 30-second ad or something like that. I was like, okay, that's cool. I like that. That's awesome. Because the people that don't want to pay the full price and don't mind ads can still watch internet and they make the difference, or watch streaming stuff and they make the difference with ads. But then I realized it was the new one, the basic price that you were already paying was the one that got ads, and the new one that was ad-free cost more, and that was shady as fuck to me. That was so fucking stupid to me. I hated that. I thought that was the dumbest thing. But what annoys me even more than that, for some reason, because at least that is you get to pick your price scale, and if you don't want ads, you just pay a little bit more. Fine. What annoys me for that is that I have Paramount Plus, or I don't anymore because I got rid of it because I stopped really watching anything on it. Like, I might get it again when the final seasons of Lower Decks comes out, but also I might just buy the season of Lower Decks because that's pretty much the only thing on Paramount Plus. Well, Hulu has an ad version too. I know for a fact that Hulu has an ad version too. But I had Paramount Plus, and Paramount Plus, the only subscription size that you can get, has ads. Which is stupid. But also, those ads are just for other Paramount... They're unskippable ads that are for other Paramount Plus projects. So they want you to watch an unskippable 30-second ad before every episode of, like, Lower Decks that you watch that is for another Paramount Plus project. And sometimes, because they don't seem to have it programmed in a way to stop this from happening, like, I'd be watching Lower Decks, and between episodes, I would get an ad for Lower Decks. Which is now just wasting my time to advertise something to me that I'm already using and just kind of pissing me off. I don't get that. That was stupid. But yeah, no, Netflix wanted ads, and I don't know if they have an ad program, but I think the way Netflix did it was, I can't remember which. A lot of them are now switching to a version that's like, you can get no ads for this cost, or you can get a lower cost that has ads. That's just kind of becoming a more popular thing, which I'm totally cool with when it's done as a way to save money for the consumer. But when it's done as, we're going to raise the price or for you to not get ads, I hate that. Although, and I'm going to say this as someone who, like, I will admit right now that I have no clue how much money Netflix makes. I've been watching so much Space Marine 2. Ooh, I'll put that on my list of shit to buy. But I'll admit that I have no concept of how much money Netflix makes at any given time or on any given year. But at the very least, if Netflix is raising their prices, they can justify it by saying, listen, we greenlight every stupid fucking show and movie possible, so we're paying a lot of fucking money out. We need it to fix, to afford to make this shitty content. At least they can say that. Comes out on September 9th. Is it multiplayer? I posted my short about grilled cheese, and someone commented, for an elevated experience, turn the bread on your grilled cheese into garlic bread. And I don't know why I've never done that. Why have I never made a garlic bread grilled cheese? 4v4, maybe 6v6. I just remember 4v4 PvP and 3-player co-op PvE. I'm most excited for the progressive system in PvE. Yeah, no, it seems cool. I'll definitely get it when it comes out. That seems like it'll be fun to play. I've been missing having a shooter experience because there's not really any that I play right now. I'm taking the liquor. I will. Shut up. Yeah, that's what I thought. Why is the music so goddamn loud? Okay. No, that definitely seems like a lot of fun. And I do want to play that, whatever protocol game. Because that seems like it is a lot of fun. It's just like yesterday when I played it, I was already so low energy and just not in the mood for those amount of squeakers, and just having that level of overstimulation within the first 15 minutes. I was like, I need to play literally anything else, and I ended up cutting stream short early because I was just so drained. i5-60 Def won't handle the game? Yeah, probably not. Assault or heavy class if you want to shoot. I'm going bulwark for power, shield, and melee. Yeah, it definitely comes down to the gameplay, the way I like to play those games. But a lot of times FPS games, I do tend to go for more... not necessarily sniper classes, but, you know, battle rifle style. High caliber, accurate, but lower rate of fire. High damage output with a slower rate of fire, but more accurate at a longer distance. My goal is to see them first and kill them quick. I don't know if... I don't know what... Hello? So I'll just jump back. I mean, tactical? Yeah, tactical sounds like the type that I would like.
Need a room?
No. No, I don't. But I need you to let me leave.
Look, I can't let you stay for free.
I said I didn't need one. What's this? Ooh. This is mine now. I didn't even know what quest I was doing. I just knew it said to walk in here because it's been like 2-3 days since I played. How do I... You look just like that Jeremy kid, and he creeped me the fuck out. Hold on. Oh yeah, Repexer, you disappointed me because you were supposed to remind me to tell the whole, the other story. So... I don't like to be a litigious person in any way. Hold on. Let's make sure this doesn't fucking crash, because it likes to do this sometime. Tactile also get a scanning grenade that highlights the weak spots on enemies, and AK just makes them take more damage after they've been scanned. It's a huge boon to all the other classes. So, tactical is almost like a combat support kind of role, yeah, I guess. Or it has that ability. Is it gonna crash? I did, by the way. I don't remember if I told you or not, Randy. I did order those XR the AR glasses, the Vichur XR Pro or whatever it was. They should be arriving today, so I'm going to test out to see if I like them, if they fill that need I need, because they're the ones that actually have the screen that you can watch shut on, and I might end up doing a stream using them as my monitor. Oh, you lagged out? Okay. Okay, I'll blame Twitch. I'll go ahead and get Jeff Bezos on the line and tell him to fix his shit. Hold on. Oh my god. Why isn't this loading? I don't want to start the story until it's loaded. Yes, I did, Paul. Yes, I did. They're arriving today. I have the neckband for them right here. The big-ass thick neckband that acts as a battery pack and a storage device. So you can actually, I guess... Nice try. Tactical's all-around class. My class Bulwark just keeps the team alive by giving out constant armor as long as we fight around his battle standard banner thing. So not necessarily a tank, but almost like a paladin-type buff class. But the paladins are usually tanky. Yeah, I'll let you know how well they work. But okay. My family's not necessarily like a litigious family. We tend to like prefer to just solve problems, but we also do solve problems ourselves. But we also do recognize the fact that sometimes the best word in the English language is lawyer, because the easiest way to get like a shady company or some asshole that's, you know, not doing their job or et cetera, to go ahead and solve the problem is by threatening litigation. Because the company doesn't want that heat. So, have a good day. I'm going to go sleeping. Okay, see you, Repexer. Good to see you out, man. But because the company doesn't want that heat. So, the easiest way to get a company to actually do the right thing is to threaten litigation. My grandfather's had a lot of health issues, but one of the ones he had was he had like gall cancer. He had something wrong with his gallbladder that he had to have his gallbladder removed. So they finally get that surgery. My grandfather has like really, really shitty insurance. They finally get that surgery scheduled. He goes in, he gets the surgery. They take x-rays, they put in a stent, they do all this different stuff. They remove his gallbladder, they put in a stent, they take, and after it's over, they take x-rays to, you know, confirm that everything's looking good. They have him come back in later for x-rays to confirm that everything is healing the way it's supposed to. So he comes in, he gets the x-ray, and they show him the x-ray, and there's nothing wrong on it. You see, everything's fine. It's healing perfectly. It's great. You're good to go. But over the next good while, I don't remember exactly how long this lasted until we finally convinced him to go to a different hospital. For the next good while, he had lost his appetite. And he was kind of an older, fat man. He had lost his appetite and had started losing a lot of weight, feeling really sick, feeling low energy. He went from being, not huge, but, fairly rotund, to being like almost a stick in very short order, and was just feeling miserable and like death. So we finally got him to go in, and I'm gonna go ahead and do a side tangent here. My step grandmother, my dad's stepmom, who when I was younger I really liked her. As I got older and saw how she treated my grandfather, I grew to hate her a lot. I grew to really, really have a lot of bad feelings about her, because while he's dealing with this and he is barely able to walk and stand up for a long period of time, she would complain and bemoan to my family and anyone who would listen how hard it was for her, not because she was seeing the man she loves sick and unhealthy, not because she was worried about losing him, but because now she was responsible for doing things like taking out the trash and cooking dinner, because he just couldn't, because he could barely stand for that long. So that was probably, like, for me, the final straw of me being like, yeah, I because for a long time I just considered her one of my grandparents. She was one of my grandmothers, and I just got to like, oh no, she's a bad person, and no. But we finally got him to agree to go to a different hospital, because he finally got to the point where, in my family, very often is very much like, it has to be bad. It has to be really bad for us to be like, we're going to go to the hospital, we're going to go to the emergency room. Like, we have to actually be worried that it will kill us. We finally got him to agree to go to the hospital, and he went to a different hospital than the one they had been going to. They took an x-ray and scanned him and found out that no, this other hospital had not removed his gallbladder. Not entirely, because they left at least some pieces of gallbladder and connective tissue that had now been basically, cut up and partially removed inside his body, and it was decaying in there. And that's why he was incredibly sick. And it's surprising he didn't die of sepsis, but that's why he's incredibly sick, because he had a decaying organ inside his body. And these x-rays that his original doctor had shown him were either entirely falsified, as in, like, they were faked. They were just a photoshopped or downloaded from online x-ray of how that body part and area was supposed to look, or they just weren't his x-rays, and every time he came in for his follow-ups, they never caught that was not his x-ray. Either way, damn near almost killed him, had him miserable and unhealthy for a very, very long time, because this doctor either maliciously or intentionally, or either maliciously or accidentally screwed up. Part of me wants to say, because my grandfather was old at the time, he's in his 70s by that point, part of me wants to say that they screwed up and figured, okay, well, he's old and already has health issues, so if he dies, they're probably not going to be surprised about it, but if we admit that we fucked up, he might sue. So they were just, like, banking on, him dying and us not doing anything about it, because we're just like, oh, well, old people die sometimes. But no, they left the decaying body part in him, and we keep trying. We still to this day bring it up to him, because it's been several years now. We still to this day bring up to him that he needs to sue that hospital, and he needs to sue that doctor specifically, not for any money, but just to get that guy fired so he could never practice medicine and do like something like that to someone again. But because my grandfather's an older man and comes from an era where there was a lot of like rhetoric against lawsuits, against tort lawsuits, and against what the fuck is wrong with my... But there's a lot of rhetoric against lawsuits and people suing and all this stuff in the media and in the news and in politics of people saying, oh, there's all these frivolous lawsuits going on. He still refuses to sue because he doesn't want to be seen and he doesn't want to come off as someone who's just making a frivolous lawsuit against a doctor to get money. And we keep telling him, you don't even have to take the money. You just need to sue that hospital so that doctor gets fired, that surgeon gets fired, and they can never hurt someone again. So that, and prevent this from happening to someone else. And if you get a payout, donate it. If you don't want to make money off of a lawsuit of something that almost killed you because of someone's negligence, you don't have to take the payout. You could donate it to a charity you care about, or do any number of other things. But he refuses, and god damn, I hope, because I don't really think I have standing to. But I hope before he passes that he makes that decision, because the fact that doctor and surgeon are still out there practicing medicine is so concerning to me. Old man's not feeling well when he loses his appetite. Yeah. Direction looking well blocking. Some classes do have more health than others, though, and Bulwark is definitely up there. Oh, it says live stream ended. Oh, after refresh, it's back. What the fuck? Now it's a full green screen, and it's back to full green screen, but it still has audio, and it's back, green screen again. Yeah, I'm getting the green screen too. Let me see if I'm getting it on YouTube where I have it up. And then it's saying the live stream ended. I have it up on YouTube so I can see what you guys are seeing. And now it's saying it's back, but it's green screen. But what happens when I pop over to Twitch? Oops, hold on. The stream manager showing me it. Twitch is fine. It's just something with YouTube for some reason. That doctor was so incredibly just dangerous. And unfortunately, because my grandfather doesn't believe in suing people, even if they really fucking deserve it, nothing's happened to him. Can you not? What is going on? Stream manager doesn't say I'm dropping any frames. What about now? Can you hear me now, War Dog? Is it good now? Because Randy can't see me, but he can hear me. And you're saying you can't hear me, but you can see me.
Don't think that lot will be bothering us anytime soon.
Yeah, it doesn't have me dropping any frames. I don't know what that is. Hold on. Yeah, it doesn't have me dropping. Okay, yeah, I can hear myself on YouTube. And let's see if I can, but I can't see myself. Now I want to see if I can hear myself on Twitch. And the weird thing is, Stream Manager looks fine. No, I can't hear myself on Twitch. Well, shit. I guess for now, I'm gonna end stream here and try to see if there's an issue. Maybe I just need to restart my computer, which I did earlier, but who knows? The IT solution, restart your computer, see if that fixes it. But I'm gonna end stream here. I might start streaming again later, especially if Randy, you would be interested in playing some Bronzebeard later, or Paul, you would be interested in playing some Bronzebeard later, or literally anyone would be interested in playing some Bronzebeard later, because I want to play more Bronzebeard. And we can also, if enough people have it, or if we just get into public lobby, play some Lockdown Protocol. But yeah, I don't know what's going on there. So I'm gonna end stream here. Let me see if there's someone online that I care to raid. I think you're probably right. It's just like an encoding issue, and maybe it got trouble, encoding to both sides. So it's encoding audio to YouTube and video to that I care to raid. Oh wait, no. Now I got my audio back. I got my audio back on Twitch. Okay. Yeah, I definitely do want to play Lockdown Protocol because that does seem that does seem very, very fun. It's just like, yeah, when I played it yesterday, it was just squeakers galore. Let me try something real quick for YouTube side. Okay, that's not doing anything. I thought that maybe, just maybe, if I turned off game capture on and off again, it would fix that. If I do this. Okay, Randy. Appreciate it. I'd love to play it with you. I want to play more Bronzebeard. Especially because now we got Mask, we got Skull Kid playing Bronzebeard 2. So we could potentially get 4 or 5 people playing all at once and just dominate it all the way to the end. Let's just do that. Bam. Can't do that. Where's the kid? You can unlock that for me, please. Just ignore the bullets. You'll be fine. Ignore the bullets. You'll be fine. I'm keeping you around instead of the dog for one reason, and that's to unlock picks. Or pick locks. Okay, well, I can't get in for there. So I'm gonna have to go around. I started this whole thing like, I'm gonna play a super secret not super secret. I'm gonna play a melee tanky bro and punch people in the face till they die. And more often than not now, just because how squishy you are in this game, I've been doing ranged. Yeah, I just died. Fuck. Got like a little bit of a sore throat going on, and I don't know if that's just from like being dehydrated or like having been dehydrated over the past 2 days because I just haven't been drinking a lot of water, or if I'm getting a cold coming on. Well, while this loads up, I'm going to see if I can. I want to start recording one. Okay, good. I'm back. What was I about to do? I was about to check to see when my glasses, my AR glasses, are going to be delivered. Because it said out for delivery. Let's see if they're like with any time soon. Because I don't really generally have to worry about stuff getting stolen off of my like front porch. But when I have something like particularly expensive coming in, I like to try to make sure that I can get to it immediately. Wow, all the way back here, great. Oh wait, why was I walking that whole way to begin with? That death was the best thing that could have happened to me because it let me know that I could just fast travel back to Thameshaven because that was the goal to begin with. I'll probably finish like this quest and then maybe end stream for the moment at least to work out the technical difficulties and give a good restart. And I think it's just going to be, if I restart, it'll be fine. But I'll probably end like right after this quest just for that sake. Just to make sure like I can get that fixed. Especially because I am trying to promote both of the sites doing well for the live streaming part too. And I don't have any clue why it's green. Still gonna finish this quest real quick. Then handle that. Why didn't I just go straight down to the Thameshaven Market like a smart boy? Oh. Also, one little quick petty rant for me. One pet peeve of mine when it comes to like doing creator stuff and being a creator, but also just watching comments, watching things on YouTube, watching things on Instagram or TikTok, or I don't really watch TikTok, but watching me like content. One pet peeve of mine when it comes to like both being a creator and being someone that consumes content online is when I see comments, like, because a lot of my because a lot of my content is storytelling content, it happens often enough with mine, and I see it with other people's stuff too, where you'll tell a story, and for some reason, especially with shorts, because you have to keep it so brief, you'll be able to give so little context, or you won't give all the context, or someone just won't understand the context. And they'll say something like, I don't know your story, but, and explain to you why you're wrong, even though they just said, I don't know your story. They will have just said, I don't know your story, I don't know what's actually going on here, but I'm going to tell you why what you just said is wrong, even though giving the context would potentially change my mind. It's just a pet peeve of mine, because the moment you start a comment, the moment you start any argument of some sort, any debate, any any response to something someone says with, well, I don't know, or I don't know anything about this, or any sort of thing that says that you don't have the necessary context to be able to give an informed opinion, then you're basically saying, I'm just going to spout off nonsense because I have a preconceived bias about this topic, even though I actually don't know the truth about what's going on. And to me, that's just such a worthless comments, such a valueless comment that does nothing. It provides nothing to the conversation, but it's just your own way to reaffirm your own personal beliefs and try to shut someone down for not sharing them or for being contradictory to what you find acceptable or find okay.
You are my pride and joy.
Even without the proper amount of information. Where's my charger? But that's just a quick little pet peeve that I have about comments.
How are you today?
I hate that
Finding
noise.
a painting?
Fuck.
It's in the national.
Why did I say no? Whoa, why did I almost shoot her?
Friends, how are you today?
I hate that
Anyone
noise.
finding the painting?
Yep, I have it. Please, here, take it. I don't want to ever have to talk to you again.
I could look on this for days. No,
God, I hate it.
months. Here, it's all I have. A poultry
Whoever
farm
voice acted this, I hope they had a very bad birthday.
This masterpiece.
Cool, thanks. Okay. Well, I have these technical issues to work out, aka probably just restart computer. But I'm gonna call that stream for today. Because yeah. And not necessarily for today. I might be back later. Especially if people are available to stream Bronzebeard. But yeah. Okay. Fuck you, I hope your whole family has a nice Christmas. No. I said I hope they had a bad birthday. Yeah. Okay, but see ya, Paul. See ya, everyone else who's here. I will most likely, undoubtedly, be back later. I just gotta